Part 10. Chasing the Toilet Time Machine story. Richard Cass had told Draco he was going back to his world to get James, so Richard Cass left Draco and set off to the Toilet Time Machine. Richard Cass had stepped to the time machine. Before the door could open, he was arrived to his house. He saw Bev, Grimes, and Bobby Grind worried, so Richard Cass ran downstairs, ran outside to see what James was up to. "He's ready to kill himself!" Richard Cass shouted out to James. "What the hell are you doing, mate?" People in the houses came out to see what was happening, and James shouts back, "You know Buffy and the key? Well, I'm the key, and I hold the key to all the mystery, and yet Bobby's after me, and I have to kill myself, and it will be all over." Richard Cass spat about, "If you don't come here, I'm coming to get you." James goes all quiet, and behind Rich was Jeannie. She followed Richard Cass. She then slowly went up to James. "James, come here, I'm missing you a lot. I don't need to do this." She starts to cry, and is totally confused. A car comes at full speed, and quickly Richard Cass runs out to save James, and bang! Richard Cass finishes into thin air with all the green smoke everywhere. Comes to the ground with a tumble, and the car zooms away. Jeannie then picks up James, and Jeannie gives James a hug. But James is shocked at what has done. But James has an idea. He could go back to the time machine and put times backwards. James goes back to Hogwarts, tells Draco, tells the plans that Richard Cass what he's doing. Draco not happy, but they made good friends. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. So, James and Jeannie head back to the toilet, time machine, and shut the door, and green smoke everywhere, and Greenie vanished. And the door swings open, and Bloy grabs James, and says to James, "I got now I have the key to all the mystery. The end of the world is coming, and it'll be mine." Part 11. Oh no, not again. Bloy tells James to sit down in the chair. Richard Cass is now Angel. Angel comes up to Bloy and says, "Leave James alone." Bloy says to Angel, "Ah, Angel the Slayer. No, sorry, you're Angel the Vampire." Angel laughs and says, "What? You get it right, yeah? Angel the Slayer?" So Bloy lights up blue and saw James confused with the whole thing. But Bloy is constantly fighting with him. But James tries to escape, but Bloy stops James running free. And she hits James to the ground, and yet Bloy is yet to find out. Fires bolts of lightning, hits Angel, and goes flying a long way to Bloy's side. A little while after, Angel wakes up in his nasty form, and Angel's lying there in a house like the one in the Buffy the Vampire, the TV show. Angel looks up and sees Buffy. Buffy spoke out and said, "Angel, why did you come here?" Angel replies, "James' key's in danger." Willow calls them Buffy. So Buffy walks away out of the room. Dawn walks into the room and goes up to Angel and says, "You're not Angel. You're Richard Cass." Angel replies, "How do you know?" "Well, when you vanished from the car scene, some radioactive green smoke, you got into his time machine and you made you here and swapped places with Angel with you. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll be okay." Richard Cass thinks about this and finds it hard for him to take in. Then he says, "How do we save James?" "You must go back to Hogwarts, to the Chamber of Secrets," says Dawn. Richard Cass thinks about this and says, "Yeah, that's right." And he was not to tell anyone of the Chamber of Secrets, otherwise hell will break loose. Buffy puts everyone together for a plan, but Richard comes and shouts out, "Buffy, Buffy, Buffy, always planning things. What do you know about the Chamber of Secrets?" "Well, it's dark down there, and you fight a monster. It's easy, that is." Richard Cass shouts back at Buffy saying, "No, not really. It's far worse than that. You may be a slayer, but come on, you know which." But Willow shouts out, Me, Rich? Yeah, you are. You should come with me. You'll be nicely, says Richard Cass in a calm voice. Plans go ahead. Well, Richard Cass has set up the toilet time machine, and Dawn shows them where the toilet time is held. The time machine was all over the place due to radiation leak, making it all move all over the place. The machine was held at the magic shop in Sunnydale. So Richard and Willow stepped into the toilet time machine, and Willie opened the door, sneaking out at finding the students, Hogwarts, even Draco himself. They both found the opening to the Chamber of Secrets where Harmony told Richard Cass. To Richard and Willow's surprise, Hermione was inside, waiting. Hermione was holding her wand, lit like a torch, most of them scared. Suddenly, Glory came out of the dark, into the light, with James all tied up. Hermione waves her wand, and sweep on, and Glory pushes back with a powerful force. But Glory pushed up the dirt, all of her clothes. Glory puts her hands, looking at Hermione, and suddenly, Hermione blew out her wand, flying Glory's into her hand, and Glory laughs and snaps Hermione's wand into two tiny bits. Fed up, and takes James and walks away into the dark, and now it's all pitch black. Richard Cass remembered he had a torch, and put it on, and it should light 2 meters in front of them. They walked down into the long dark tunnel, into it. Hermione, Willow, and Richard was all come to a door that stood 20 feet high. Willow goes up to the door. It squeaks. Eee! It opens. There was a lit room with candles all over the place. Some candles were hovering over their heads. There was food fit for a king, and dancing trolls and even vampires and ghosts. They saw James on a high tall tower and Buffy. The music was playing now, and stopped, and Gloria shouts, "Ah, it's time, my friends, it's time!" Blood was dripping from James onto Buffy, made an energy beam, and Willow goes to Glory and does a spell, turning Glory's body to dust. Hermione runs up to James, setting him free, and both run the tower. As Richard Cass goes to free Buffy, Buffy says before jumping into the bin, "You're not Angel, oh, you're not Richard, oh. Beware, a dark side is strong." Then Buffy jumps into the bin and falls, and Willow, Richard, and all the others gathered together around Buffy's dead body, all of them crying, except Richard Cass, a forced cry. Part 12, and the beginning. The following day, Buffy gets buried, and Willow, Richard Cass, Hermione, and James were trapped at Hogwarts, and all of them find it hard to go back to the toilet time machine, as it was vanished without reason. The Chamber of Secrets now closed. Willow went to put on the great stocking hat from Dumbledore's Willow's head. Well, I let you choose, and Willow replies, "I want Slithering." Oh, and Willow goes into Slithering. As they all settle down, Dumbledore says, "Everyone, listen up. Harry Potter's back." "Holiday? What holiday?" says Richard Cass in shock. Gerald was totally angry to see Mr. Potter. He really hated him, but Harry was not allowed to do any spells in the Slithering team, which was really good. Willow was confused about if she was staying, but Willow found out her spells are more advanced than the teachers. It was too time for bed, and all the house things went to sleep. James saw Ginny, but Ginny did not like Harry Potter, realizing his love spell had worn off. They all got on very well. Richard, Cass, and Willow were chatting all night. Richard Cass explained everything to her she needed to know. Janko just went to bed. But not far away, a dark force was getting stronger and stronger.